Welcome to another episode of 7-Minute Marketing with Pam. My name is Pam Didner. I love sharing a little dose of B2B digital content marketing and sales enablement 7 minutes at a time. Okay, this is episode 90. I can't believe that I'm only 10 episodes away from 100. It's certainly been a journey. So here are 3 big lessons I learned from doing 90 episodes. Number 1, unlike blog posts, it's much harder to edit podcast episodes after publishing. So I consider myself a writer, not a podcaster or a voice professional. Like many people, I don't particularly like the sound of my own voice. Vocal recording is not something I do naturally. From my perspective, blog writing is so much easier. If I find myself unhappy with a blog post after publishing, guess what? It's a simple task to change it at any time. I just go to the WordPress, make changes, no sweat. For podcasting, when I finish recording, there is a post-production to finalize the recording. So the changing is a much more involved process. In addition, producing a podcast is a whole lot more expensive than writing a blog post. Number 2, podcast script writing is different than writing a blog post. In my earlier episodes, I took some of my blog posts and recorded them as they were. Okay, that was a huge mistake. Podcast scripts are different than blog posts. For a podcast, you need to get to a point much faster. You need to keep it flowing like a conversation, like what I'm doing now, not necessarily like writing an essay. And for a similar topic, I need to write a blog post, which is a little bit more formal. Then I need to write differently for a podcast script. And it's really double the amount of work. Well, I become better and more efficient over time, but it's still an effort. The biggest benefit of writing a podcast script is to train myself to write differently and create another option for my audience to consume my content. Number 3, podcast helps me structure my answers in a more succinct way. Another benefit of doing a podcast, especially my format of answering one marketing question in 7 minutes or less, is that it helps me think through my answers logically and structure them in a more concise way. It has helped me tremendously to prepare for media interviews that I do online or offline. I am less nervous and more comfortable talking to others while being recorded. In addition, the practice from recording audio episodes helps in all aspects of my presentation delivery. So before I kick off my podcast, I didn't know what format or show of podcast I wanted to do. And as much as I wanted to interview guests on my podcast or partner with another marketeer to debate and discuss marketing challenges, the logistics, coordination, and cost wouldn't be sustainable for me. Therefore, I selected a show type that gives me better control, which is just me talking, like now, answering one question at a time in about 7 minutes. Okay, this may not be as flashy as I like, but the logistics are sustainable and I have more within my control. Plus, my target audience is B2B marketers. If they read or listen to something, they want some actionable takeaway. And the actionable takeaway is what I do. So here's the ugly truth. I actually stay away from podcasts for a long time. The reason is I don't want to expose myself to others on the platform that I'm not very good at. For writing, I can hide behind the curtain and make changes whenever I want. For podcasts, you can't hide. What you record is what you get, even with awesome post-production edits. I wouldn't say that I'm very, very good at it now, but I've certainly come a long way since my first episode. And don't go back to listen to my first episode anyway. All right, just stay with the current episodes. You're good. Over time, I actually learned to enjoy the process of the recording and answering the people's questions. My original goal was to hit 100 episodes. Well, I'm very close, and we'll see how far I can go. Again, if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Just Google Pam Didner. If you like the podcast, please share with your friends and colleagues. It would mean a lot to me. In the meantime, keep hustling, my friends. You got this.